Use my affiliate link to support the channel down in the description. Hey, what's up, guys? We're here with Yuri Diaz, and what did you do yesterday?
Yo, we got second place, baby, with the best deck. But
Oh,
unfortunately, I just bricked one round and I couldn't really play, but I still got second place at a case tournament, which was great. So,
hell
brand new
yeah.
best deck.
Branded best deck, folks. And you pulled really well. You pulled like a place at Bonfire, so it was really cool to see you do well at a case tournament with this deck in this meta. We'll talk about your matchups after, but do you have any shout outs before we get into the deck profile?
Yeah, man. Shout outs to you, bro. We were cooking this deck before the event. I'm like, oh man, I'm just gonna try your list, and hey, it did great. Just bricked one time, but that's it, man. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Giant Quem, let's go.
Oh
And
yeah, guys, we are doing this on the giant Quem, also the only giant Quem in
like,
existence.
all right, so we gotta play the boy 3 Aluber. Search is the best card in the game. So standard, hey, we wouldn't be playing the best deck if we didn't have this guy. He's really strong. Sometimes the classic drawing super poly him FTK. You already know. He's just insane. Um, we got to play more of him. He's just the GOAT. Like, this card enables a lot, and it's just insane. It says draw one, and it just sets up like plays. Insane card. I love this card. I always like this card. Me and Chris like this card. He's just broken. Like, it's Fallen Valbaz, but just draw one. All right, and then we have to play the babies.
So wait,
So
you did like the three.
standard.
You did like the three shrouded dragon, right?
Yeah, and it was also a easy side deck card out. So, but typically, like, he just enables everything. Like, um, I love three of him. Like, even if he's bricky, like, sometimes you summoning him on the field and you making plays with Cartesia, like, gets you there. And the ability that if you open him with Cartesia, like, there's a way to get to Brand Infusion. Like, you need to play three of him. He's just the GOAT. And then we're playing, some other gas, which helps him at 3. So I'm gonna get to the babies now. We have to definitely respect the baby right here, the Latina, right here, Spanish Quem, and another one. We have to play 2. Me and Chris agreed that 2 is the best way because you definitely want to get the grind game going with her, and she just loops Mirror Jade, your Sanctifier, Mercurier. She's just so useful. You definitely want to not open her sometimes, but her and Brand Infusion is just game. So why would you not play it? And then 2 more Artesias. Eventually we'll get the Starlights, but they're still Euro print. So, and then the one-ofs, one Mercurier, GOAT. This guy's like the best card.
How was Puppet
Like,
for you this
yeah,
event?
that's like an honorary branded card. Like, right now, this format, like, if you gimmick puppet someone, and then if you do it the right way, like, it's a game. Like, you got to keep playing it. The boy Adlib, I know Chris doesn't like him, but Adlib, I wouldn't cut him because he's that second option with Granule if the matchup's not ideal to gimmick puppet. And it's really strong against the chicken deck, aka the Fire King deck, because it just recurs your Mirror Jade, and that's just game. I can't cut him. Like, it at worst he'll just be lured away, which did happen. And the guy
Fair
that
enough.
searches everything is just one tragedy. I love him at that ratio. Perfect ratio, wouldn't change anything, and just 1-1. We're playing in a fire format, so that doesn't really work. So, yeah, that was perfect. I took out Magnuma, wouldn't play it, and just mandatory. Ain't that right, Chris? Like, we have to play Dragoon this format. It's so free.
Yeah.
He's
So
just a
did
game
you like
ender.
it? Did you like Dragoon? Was Dragoon good for you?
Yeah, bro. Like I made it against all my Ace Rescue Ace matchups and Fire King matchups, and he's just game ending. Like uh, if you have Dragoon and you make a Masquerade like after everything, like you're gonna win the game. Like it's just too much, you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. All right, we're gonna get onto the lovely spells here. Uh, Staple, three branded fusion. Gotta love to see it, bro. Even if you get Ash Blossom, it happens, but I didn't get Ash Blossomed my last round. No games, so it felt amazing. But then the whole day I got ashed, but it's all good. So three opening, standard. Another card that's just busted. Always make sure you activate it before you activate opening or a Luber or anyway, because Cartesia dodges everything. They still imperm me, which is funny, but I'm just like, oh, chain, you know? And they're like, it does that, yeah. And then one Brandon Red and one Brandon High Spirits.
How did you like
You're
that?
playing triple of like you know this, so this kind of FTK. Um, Albaz, this is a great combo card, and it's just at worst like it's a discard for one of your Lebellians, Super Polys, etc., and then you'll get it back at the eventually in the graveyard. It's just a great card. And then this card, it was a hit or miss sometimes, but this card's incredible. If you draw multiples, like you're winning the game. And Allure with all the darks in your deck, like it's just so good. I love it. And then the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit right here. This card's just busted. Shout outs to Konami for allowing this. Garura is busted. Dragostapelia is busted. Sometimes just them like having Fallen of Albaz and Super Poly's game. I love this card. It's really strong. And then a card that searches Branded Fusion more and it just searches like nasty cards. You gotta play this.
How
Thrust
did you like
2
the
is
two
perfect.
thrust?
Yeah, it was good at this amount of deck space. If you're playing above like 50, you should probably play 3. But I didn't see it that much, but uh I baited out a DD Crow, and then I searched Branded Fusion, and then it was so funny. I just Branded Fusion won. Like cards busted. Uh, Talking about busted though, this card was lackluster, but it would have been good if I drawn it when they actually hand trapped me. But it kind of bricked me. I still love it though because it's an option with thrust.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't cut it. And then more busted spell cards. Foolish.
The
You could choose Gimmick Puppet
platinum.
and you win. And then the card that's Gas 2 with Mercurial Tragedy, Voltark. It's really strong. Um, Another busted card lost. This is just GG versus most decks. Always remember that. And the God card. Shout outs to my boy that he tried to shifter me and I'm like, nah. So good. I I hope we had more of this one day.
One day.
Staple. You got to play duplication because it copies anything like Super Poly or Brand Fusion. Insane. Like just staple. This card's really strong too. Standard, you just got to play one for the Brand Fusion.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
So good for that grind game.
So, yeah, like 46 cards, I believe.
Yep.
Not too bad.
Stay
Um,
close. You
I
stay close to
normally
40.
play 60 cards, but my boy put me on this list and it performed really well.
Let's go.
So, side deck or extra deck?
Let's go into the extra deck.
Okay.
Let's see that
This is
gas.
Poppy right here, bro. Like this is mandatory. Like, the good old Jade, bro. The good old reliable, Starlight. Uh you only need one. Like you can play two, sure, but like you gotta stop capping and you can play one if you're playing ad lib. But card's incredible. Like he's literally the boss monster of the deck. Like this right here, this girl and this man busted together. You know how to loop 3 Jades, it's incredible. I really love Mirror Jade. And then the cards that are also like goaded is like this man, Mr. Sanctifier himself. He sanctifies that poon. You already know. he's busted. Like the fact that he's untargetable and like you guys should really get into the habit of just hard making Sanctifier in like any matchup. It beats Cash by itself. Like it just gives you so much advantage. Like Albaz and then like Clam or whatever. It's just busted. Like so good. Like I
Yeah.
have nothing to say. Get into the habit too. Of putting him in not the middle zone but on this zone, and having an extra deck monster here. And then you could have another monster here in the middle, so you'll be able to trigger his effect with your opponent's stuff. Sometimes they don't play around him. Like shout out to a Rescue Ace player once. Did that to him and it's just busted. Card's busted. Like not much to say. You can loop it with Quem, busted. More cards that are like absolutely busted. Rimbrum, you could loop. Uh, Shout outs to the Fire King matchup. This is what makes the chicken deck so weak. You just normal summon the goat, and you just go into Rimbrum and you win. You know, also the goat in his own right. Lube, you already know. Just so busted. Make Dragoon, make everything. Titaniclad, goat. He could beat Obernor, and sometimes like if you're reading a nib, like sometimes I do try to stay under 4 summons because there's still some weird people that keep nibbing game 1. So you just send him and Lubellion, and then just special summon the Lubellion, get lost, special summon Quem at the end phase, and then you'll still combo off on your opponent's turn, and you can go under 5 summons and still like do
Oh,
a
that's
lot of nasty
smart.
stuff. So
Yeah.
he's just good. You know, the boat, the goat, right here. I love him. You have to play 2 of him. I wish we could play 3, but unfortunately, you know, we only have a limited amount of extra deck. Shout outs. This card sends Gimmick Puppet, which is FTK, so just staple, man.
Staple.
And like mandatory goat. This
Oh
card is
my.
Chicago in a card right here. You gotta play him. Sometimes like if you have like a busted hand with Cartesia, you're able to make Dragoon first and then just activate Brand Infusion. They have Ash, negate with Dragoon. You proceed to win. This guy's a game ender. Even under Shifter, making him's really good. Um, Card's ridiculous. So now we're gonna get to the Despian cards. Fortis, never cut him. He's too good. Like, so busted. The fact that he can just beat Baron by himself, Unchained, even Fire Kings, like card applies a lot of pressure and it makes a lot of matchups free. He just floats into Quem or into like Aluber. It's so busted. Like you gotta run him.
Very good.
This card with Dragoon or by itself sometimes is good enough. Like you gotta play him because a lot of people try to like stall you in time, or sometimes you like can't kill him, and then you just make Masquerade and you're just winning. Like card is so good to play. I love Masquerade. Um, and then you know, Guardian Chimera, you gotta play this baby.
Of
Like
course.
not much to say. And then just the generic super poly targets, Garura and Dragostapelia. I didn't miss anything really, and also the Mud Dragon. Any questions?
So, no, it sounds like a really. So, did you like miss the second Mirror Jade at all, or is that something you plan on like? Because I
No,
know you
you could
mentioned.
play him like you really can, but if I had Adlib in the deck, there would be no point. And like I feel like if you play the deck aggressively enough and like just sanctifier gimmick puppet them or like break their board, like you're winning. Like you shouldn't need a second Mirror Jade. It's good for grind games, but then again, you had Adlib. If you're not playing Adlib, you could play a second Mirror Jade, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
It's it.
everything is staple. You could side deck extra deck monsters, which we have, and it's pretty efficient. But it really depends on your tournament. Like if you're gonna see a lot of chicken decks, like this list cooks them. Um, Also, don't forget, guys, against Rescue Ace, they try to make the the fire engine, and you just like nah.
Just like
Like
nah.
Dragostapelia is just staple too, man. Like he plays around evenly matched. You already know with Adlib. Yeah,
Let's see that
let's get
side
into
deck.
the side deck. Talking about more cards. I've been on this card forever and like been insane the whole way since it came out.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
mentioned this in my latest
it's just the
video.
cold wave and it beats everything. Like it solves all your problems when you're trying to like gimmick puppet lock is called by the grave or something else, or like they're trying to like emergency shout outs to my opponent. I'm like, nah, you're not special summoning, and here's the gimmick puppet. Card's busted. You gotta play it. Not much to say. I love this card because, but it's good in the side because you don't know if you're gonna go first or second. Like, let's be honest, and it could be in the main deck. Also, like the recursion effect, like to give you like discarded fodder for like the best card in your deck or super poly, you need it. It's so good. And then the rest, I played one Dark Ruler no more for the thrust targets, and one Ghost Spell. I did side some hand traps. Cards insane, but you need it. Three Droll. Uh, this guy just says no. Like after you search one card, and a lot of decks can't deal with it. The chicken decks especially, and it's great.
Yep.
Then we play, Ash Blossom because you have to respect Ash Blossom, and more ways to respect Ash Blossom is double cross out. I hate this card though because I bricked on it, and I lost, but it's really good because it still stops the worst hand trap in your deck. Just make sure you shuffle your deck right. That's probably what it was. But
Yep.
hey, sometimes you get unlucky. And just staple. You hate anti-spell. You gotta play three of this. Like, just staple. The chicken decks lose when you like MST their field spell, and the Horus continuous card is annoying, so you kind of get rid of that. The my friend Purrely, GG brother. It's great. I love Cosmic.
You did like Cosmic,
And
yeah.
then what's up?
No, okay, you can continue.
Yeah. And then for more back row hate, the baby right here, and an evenly match. Just cheeky. I actually drew this, and it was great.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you like the one of. Would you up any of those ratios or so? Like so when I looked at this list, in retrospect, maybe we could add an imperm somewhere for the crossouts. But like
We
outside of
can,
that, like
but
maybe
you
we
can
could.
play around it really. Like if you draw Cartesia or you have a way to Cartesia, which you will, you have a high chance of opening Cartesia. Like, and sometimes they don't even imperm like your Aluber. Sometimes they wait for like your Lebellion or your Albion. I've been seeing that more.
Yes. Uh. No, and yeah, I might actually just take it. I mean, I think you need crossout for labyrinth purposes specifically, but for that reason, I would maybe extend that utility to impermanent ash, and then I would actually. I know you think that two thrust is like. I might actually up the thrust to 3 personally. Like you guys will see me playing with this build after this video on stream. With 3, and we're
Yeah.
gonna test that out. But like, I feel like it's a really solid list, and you made the
Yeah.
you added in the ad lib and you changed up the extra deck ratio slightly, and you did a really
Yeah.
good job. So congratulations, and I appreciate you coming on the channel with your deck. Did you have any
Bro, a
final
pleasure,
thoughts
bro.
on the deck, or let's show off the giant quem for everybody at least?
Oh man, of course, bro. Give me 1 second. Oh man, the whole chat right now is about to quem.
Got
Shout out to
19
Konami.
viewers in the chat right now. Leave a like below for the giant quem, only one in existence.
Boom! Look at that baby right there. Yeah, guys. Yeah, we really love branded, and if you really like branded too, and you want to actually like know stuff about the deck, just like and sub. It's very simple. And thank you guys once again. Branded best deck. If you have any questions or anything, just join the Discord, and we're always there. It's a great place. And yeah, peace.